Speaking of different strokes for different folks, who's on the line? What you talking about, Willis? Look, it's Todd Bridges. He's written a new book, Killing Willis, from different strokes to mean streets of to the life I always wanted. And he joins us on the Young Turks now. Todd, welcome.
Hey, man, how you guys doing this fine day?
Yeah, pretty good, pretty good. How you doing?
Good. You guys talking about Sandra Bullock? Yeah, I know. I saw that girl, too, and she's not that cute. Wow, man.
Yeah, I mean...
I was not impressed with that girl, man. I was like, wow, her?
Yeah, I think that's what you've crystallized the whole country's thinking with that one word. Her?
Yeah, I would think that it would be some, beauty that a guy could say, okay, I see what happened. But I was like, I'm not being mean to her, but I was like, I was like, wow, that's just different, I guess. But maybe that's what he wanted, I guess.
Yeah, I can't see it either. All right, so, Todd, let's talk about not just your book, but your whole career. First, you were a breakthrough actor. You were on one of the first African-American child actors on Little House on the Prairie, The Waltons, Roots, etc. How'd you get started in the first place?
Well, at 5 years old, I knew just what I wanted to do. I wanted to be in show business, and I told my mom I wanted to be an actor. And she got me in it. She got me involved in it.
Was your mom an actress or no?
Huh?
Was your mom an actress or no?
Yeah, she was. My mom was an actress from, she had done a bunch of different shows, and she was on Good Times and a bunch of other different kind of things. But she trained at ACT in San Francisco, and that's where she trained at. And, I always knew, because I used to watch Sanford and Son, and I always knew what I wanted to do, man. That's just something I wanted to do.
Oh, wow, that's interesting. So, was your mom one of the principal actors in Good Times or not?
Yeah, no, she was in Good Times. She had a guest starring role in Good Times.
Oh, okay, I got you. So since you were already, had an established career already, even as a child actor, then the different strokes thing was just following along on that path. So when you got that role, though, did you have any idea what kind of a breakout hit it was going to be?
No, we didn't know, because when you do a television series, you never know how successful it's going to be. But actually, I was on a show before that called Fish. And that was actually in the top 20, and we got canceled because Abe Vigoda wanted more money.
That was the follow-up to Barney Miller, right?
Yeah, and back then, a guy asked for more money, they canceled the show because producers had all the power. I mean, it's not like that anymore. Producers now, they want to cancel the show. The network says, okay, go ahead, but you got to go, and we'll take it over.
Your work is done here, and we'll continue from here.
Yeah, but it wasn't like that back when I grew up. It was like they had all the control of the show. If they didn't want the show to go on, they stopped the show and do what they wanted with it.
So the actors didn't have as much power back then. Did you wind up making mad money from?
Yeah, on Diff'rent Strokes, I made great money. But back when I started, actors didn't make a lot of money. It was only a very few people that made big money, and those were the ones who had their own studios.
Right. Now, you guys went into syndication, though. So are you still getting checks from that?
Yeah. I got a check about 3 weeks ago for about $2,200.
Oh, not bad. Damn.
Not for that for 30 years ago.
Yeah, not bad at all. Okay, that's good. So now you've done a lot of stuff since then, obviously, right?
Yeah, I've done a lot of shows, but the show I'm on right now is World's Dumbest Criminals on True TV. That's my great show we're doing right now. And also I was on Everybody Hates Chris.
Yeah, I remember that. And so, Todd, let's go back a little bit here. Now, in between, you had a little bit of trouble. Okay.
Oh yeah. I took a nosedive because, there's reasons why I took a nosedive. Mentally, I wasn't all together. And the media wants to say, oh, it was because Hollywood threw you away. But let me just make this straight. Hollywood did not throw me away. I'm the one that disappeared from Hollywood. They were still calling, but I wasn't around to hear it, And
what happened? Why? What?
Well, for me, when I was 12 years old, I was molested by my publicist. And the fourth time he tried to do it, I attacked him. And my mom knew what happened right away. She wanted to get the guy, and my dad stopped her. And my dad told her that I was lying.
Damn.
And he convinced my dad that. And and on top of that, we moved to the Valley in 1974, I believe it was, 75. Moved to San Fernando Valley, Canoga Park. And all of a sudden, this police harassment started on me. I'd be driving my car, and I'd get pulled over, and the police would take my bike from me, just take it from me, and then make my mom come down and get it back. And then...
did they, at that point, Todd, did they know who you were and they were messing with you, or they didn't know who you were?
I think they knew who I was.
And
then also what they would do is, they one time gave a ticket to me and this little kid. We're riding our three-wheelers. On the streets, and they gave me a ticket, and the little white kid, they didn't give him a ticket, so then when we went to court, little white kid was in the court, and because he came with my mom and me, and asked, and the judge said, well, did you get a ticket? And he said, no. And they go, well, why didn't you get a ticket? And he goes, they told me just to step aside, but they gave me a ticket, and then they dismissed that case, and he had to talk in with the police officers. Then as I got older, it got more and more intensely worse. They would just keep pulling me over. Every day I was going to work, the same police officers for 2 years kept pulling me over. And I was like, why are they pulling me over? And the guy would say, what's a guy like you doing in a car like this? And they just kept harassing me. And then I got jumped, riding my bike to the store by 8 white kids and a Mexican kid. They jumped me, and I fought my way out of that. So, then my father, he was an alcoholic and very abusive. And, he used to always slap me in the back of the head, and he used to wake me up to change the channels. It'd be, I'd be having a school night. He'd wake me up to go change the TV channel, and
Man.
so I'm dealing with all this. And then when the show ended, it all caught up to me because I should have went and got help. I should have sought out to get help, but I didn't. And I, like an idiot, turned to drugs thinking that would help, and solve the problem, but all it did was increasingly make it worse. And I sunk deeper and deeper involved with drugs, and I didn't know how to get out of it. And then one day, I got arrested one more time, and my mom had set it up to where I met this guy, and they made it to where I went to rehab. And then when I was in rehab, I got kind of angry because I had very bad anger issues at that point. And I got really upset at them, and I was yelling at them, and I pulled the shower rod down, and I was going to attack all of them, and then all of a sudden they called in all of them to come get me, and they strapped me down on all fours. And I was in a psych ward for 4 days. And on the 4th day, I'm looking at myself, Todd Bridges, supposed to be a celebrity in a big diaper, and I'm saying to myself, where's my life gotten me, and how can I change it? And all of a sudden I got this big light over me and this warming sensation, and it was God telling me, I can make you happy, but you have to listen to me. And he said, take the cotton out of your ears and stick it in your mouth, and I will put the people in your direction to help you find your way.
Wow, that's an unbelievable story. I want to get back to that revelation in just a second here, but a couple things you said were I wanted to touch on. One, could you not sue back then? I mean, like these days, they'd rip the cops apart.
Well, we did sue. What happened was Johnny Cochran filed a lawsuit against him, and then the cop threatened my life. One of the cops pulled me over, and he says, so I see you're leaving town. And I go, yeah. And he goes, well, let's hope you make it first.
Wow.
And I immediately canceled this lawsuit against him.
So,
and that's what
you did? You canceled the lawsuit?
That's what their intentions were, was to make me, stop doing that. And I did stop. Because, back then, nobody believed us. They all thought that we were telling fibs and stories that the police were harassing us. And now everybody looks back and goes, wow, that's true. Now we see that it is true.
Right.
But back then, nobody believed me. They thought it was just some kid making it up.
Yeah, man, I didn't know how tough you had it in the beginning, and part of it goes back to your dad. I mean, okay, so he's got these enormous issues, obviously, alcohol, etc.
Yeah.
But why did he make you, switch your story on the publicist? What's the logic behind it?
I don't know why he took the publicist side. I really believe it had to do with he was making money from the publicist, so I feel that he sacrificed his son for the sake of making money.
How's your relationship with him now?
He passed away in 96.
And okay.
But before he passed away, I made amends for my part, even though I really didn't do anything. I still had to, make an amends with him, and I accepted his apology. But his apology really wasn't even genuine because his apology came with that, and then right after he apologized, he started saying things like, when I get out of this hospital, I'm gonna destroy your mother's management company. I'm way more powerful than she is, and I'm like thinking to myself, why are you even talking like this? That's what I'm thinking in my head. After he says sorry, he goes right into that. So I just, the thing about it is I forgive my father because I really believe that it had to be very difficult for him growing up as a black man in the 30s and 40s and not being treated as a man, So somewhere along the line, I would have rather, but my dad now, he was a very good, as far as taking care of us and the money, he was a hard worker. So we were financially, we were a middle-class family in the 60s. But I would have easily given up. I'd have rather been poor and had a dad who loved me and hugged me than a dad who was a great supplier of finances,
Yeah, no, I hear you on that. And obviously, that led to some of your anger management issues.
Oh, yeah. I was, it was like when my dad would hit my mom, when I would go to school as a little kid, if someone tried to pick on me, I would go off, because, I was always in fear as a child growing up. And I think it's terrible to make your kid always live in fear, you know what I mean?
I hear you. Todd, did you wind up stabbing some guy in the chest?
Oh, yeah, that was the guy who tried to stab me first. That case got dropped. It was considered mortal combat. What happened was the guy was in my house, and I asked him to leave because he had a 15-year-old girl in my house, and he was 20 years old. And I told him, I said, hey, man, you can't keep this girl in my house. She's too young. You know, I already got enough problems. And he told me, well, I'm not leaving. I said, well, if you're going to leave, I'm going to call the police. But before I could make it to the phone, he pulled out a sword and started swinging it at me, and he hit me in the arm, cut my arm, hit me in the leg, cut me in the leg. But I happened to manage to get downstairs, and I pulled the drawer out with a kitchen knife, and, you know, I kind of pump faked him to make him swing, and he overswung, and I stabbed him in the chest. Well, when he hit the ground, I called 911. They came over. The police came. The police arrested me, but then 3 days later they dropped the charges because they, you know, went through the case and realized what had happened. It was considered mortal combat. I was defending myself.
Well, you ain't kidding. That's like literally mortal combat. I mean,
Yeah.
the dude pulled a sword on you. How?
Yeah.
What was he doing carrying a sword around?
Well, it was
did
a
you
sword,
notice
you know,
that when he
I-
brought the sword into the house?
No, you know how you have those swords? It was a ninja sword that I had, and it was on my mantle in my bedroom.
Oh, it was yours. Okay.
Yeah, but it was sharpened and everything, but I didn't realize it was missing.
Jesus,
You know,
man.
Until he pulled it out on me.
Todd, you know, I heard it back a long time ago that, and I have no idea if this is true, probably not true. I don't know. One of my friends, oh, did you hear that Todd Bridges, the guy who played Willis, tried to blow up a car?
No, that was actually made up. It ended up being that's not what happened. The guy falsely accused me, and I beat that case too. He falsely accused me because what happened
you were
was
going to say I beat his ass too.
Huh?
I thought for a second you were going to say I beat his ass too.
No. That was this guy who had one of my cars, and he was supposed to fix my car, my Porsche. And what he did was he wired everything backwards just to piss me off. Like when I turned the lights on, the windshield wipers would work. And when I turned the windshield wipers on, the lights would come on. And I told the guy, I'm not paying you for this. You got to fix this car. And he told me he wasn't going to do anything, so I was going to file a lawsuit against him. And then the next day, all I know is the police are at my house. And the guy started saying that I was trying to blow his car up. He started saying that I tried to molest his daughter, just all kinds of crap that wasn't true, you know?
Man, Todd, your whole life seems like a series of one dude after another messing with you.
Yeah, it was like, you know, and what the weird part about it is that, you know, growing up as a child, it's like I had a lot of people always seem like they were out to get me, but, you know, and I know that when I was a child, I didn't create any of that. Now, I know later on when I got older, I created the police really getting bad. I created a lot of that because I was using drugs, you know?
Right.
But before that, I didn't create any of that stuff. I was just a child trying to live his life like an everyday kid, you know, go bike riding with my friends and go and do things that I had to do, you know, and it just didn't work out that way, you know. It just kept constantly, people kept barraging me with different things. I mean, you know, imagine being 12 years old and you're riding your bike with other white kids, and all of a sudden the police pull you over and take your bike. You know what I mean? When they know I could pay for my bike.
Yeah, no. I understand that perfectly, and I mean, there's no question that you dealt with a lot of crap, especially with your dad, et cetera, and the publicist, Jesus. So now, by the way, everybody, Todd's book is Killing Willis: From Different Strokes to the Mean Streets to the Life I Always Wanted. So let's get to that last part there, Todd. So you have this revelation. When did that happen? Around what time?
It happened for me February 23rd of 1993.
93. All right. So
Yeah.
then you get yourself on the right path. When you try to re-engage the, you know, I imagine the entertainment world, the media industry, et cetera, what's the reception for you at that point?
Not good. See, you know, my mother always told me this story, and she said that when you're black and you make a mistake, they're going to hold you in contempt for a long time. And she was right, because a lot of my proteges that are white have done the same exact thing, but they're still working like crazy. I'll give you a good example. Okay, now Corey Kames, he passed away, you know, rest his soul. But do you know that kid was doing a movie? And this kid has never been sober.
How about Danny Bonaducci? How many shows has he had?
Now, Danny, he's got his radio show, but he always has he got a couple of series options on different networks, and it's like, you know, it's like we're all doing the same thing. But I know that, see, the kind of actor that I am, you know, and I'm not being bad-mouthing Danny or anybody, but I've always been a dramatic actor. I have the chops for that. And, you know, not to be given a second chance is like, you know, why do I have to be the poster child for every other kid going bad?
Yeah.
You know, as soon as a kid goes bad, my name comes up, and I'm 17 years sober. That doesn't make any sense at all.
17 years sober. And so now you're doing a lot of the reality shows. How's that working out for you? You think?
Well, the reason why I tell you this, the reason why I've been doing some of that reality stuff is because it pays really well, and I got to feed my family.
Yeah, well, that's keeping it real, man. That's keeping it real.
That's what it breaks down to. You know, they offer you, you know, $60,000 to get in the ring and fight somebody. It's very difficult to say no.
Is that what the boxing thing was? $60,000?
Yeah.
Wow.
So how do you say no when you got to feed your kids?
I hear you on that. So how about the other stuff? Like
The wrestling, that was like in the 45s.
$45,000 to
Yep.
do the wrestling thing, and then you beat a couple guys, and then Dennis Rodman beat you or something?
Yeah, but he shouldn't have won. I got cheated in that situation. I didn't know that Dennis Rodman had wrestled with Hulk Hogan. You know, because it's funny, because in the end, the audience was going, they said, we'll let the audience decide who the winner is, because I really did a lot of great job. And all of a sudden, they go, Mr. Not So Perfect, Mr. Not So Perfect. And Hulk Hogan says, Dennis Rodman. And I was like, what? And everybody else was saying the same thing. Like, they couldn't believe that was even taking place. And then with the magic of editing, they cut all that out. But I was okay with that, because I know I did a fantastic job, and all the wrestlers that saw me, that I've talked to over the last couple of years, have all said that I was brilliant at what I did. And I got really into it, but I'm very athletic, so it wasn't difficult for me to do the flips and all that. I did stuff that Dennis Rodman didn't even do. I did the sunset flip. I did the flip over the ropes. I did the frog splash.
You did the frog splash, and they robbed you like that?
Yeah. And the funny part about it is, in the last show when me and Dennis Rodman fought in the last thing, I did the frog splash. And I still didn't win.
All right. Gary Coleman's been in the news a lot, too.
Yeah.
Do you guys keep in touch at all, or no?
Well, I tried to talk with him, but he don't want to talk to nobody. He's an angry little guy right now. He is mad at the world, man, and there's nothing I can do to really help him because he don't want to hear it. You know what I mean? He doesn't want help. But I understand why he's so mad at Diff'rent Strokes. I understand that, because could you imagine being in his position and being a sick kid, not feeling well, and your parents are forcing you to work?
Mm-hmm.
I remember seeing him. There was a day when I was like 13 years old, and this is when he was rejecting a kidney again, and they actually had this boy on the set working. He was throwing up, deathly ill. It looked like he was death-warmed over. And I started crying because I couldn't believe his parents were forcing him to work. And, because there was one time when I was sick, I had like 102 temperature, and my mom took me home and said, you're not working today. And the actual studio called and told my mom if she didn't get me back to the set, I was going to be fired.
Wow.
And my mom said, well, you're going to have to fire him then because he ain't coming back.
Man.
And they go, we're gonna send our doctor out. And they sent the doctor out, and the doctor said the same thing. The kid's too sick to work.
They were playing for keeps back in the day.
Yeah, they really got away with a lot, believe me. You look at now, now the crazy part about it is, on all these shows, these people are making lifetime money. You know what I mean? We never made lifetime money. We made great money, but it wasn't lifetime money. Now these guys like Charlie Sheen and them, you're making $850,000 an episode, $200,000, $300,000 an episode, $150,000 an episode. That's life-changing money.
You know what you remind me of? You remind me of like those old football players, right? And they're the ones that set up the league, and they were the legends, et cetera, but they got like a nickel and a dime.
Yeah.
And they get, a decent pension, et cetera, and you're getting some checks.
Yeah, I got a great pension. That I can't deny that. I got a great pension.
Right, but you're not set like that, but like the new school guys. All right, so finally for you, other than the book Killing Willis, what's next for you, Todd?
Right now, we have been talking in negotiations for doing my movie as a book. I mean, my book as a movie.
Mm-hmm.
And we're talking with a couple of studios that are very interested in it. And I'm going to produce it. I'm not going to star in it, but I'm going to produce it. And we have people who, I think that are going to be good for the role.
Huh, that's interesting. What are you thinking? Who might play?
Well, I'm looking at two people right now. Lorenz Tate. Do you know who he is?
Yeah.
And Nick Cannon.
Huh, that would be interesting. Huh.
Yeah, I think either one could do it. I know Lorenz Tate could definitely do it, and I think Nick Cannon can do it. I would have to see his chops and see if he can really, because to play me, you're gonna have to have a gamut of emotions. You know what I mean? And you're gonna have to go through a whole lot of stuff that character, whoever decides to play me, they're gonna have to set themselves up with stuff that's not gonna be easy.
Here's what no one can deny, Todd. You've had an interesting life.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Okay, that is for sure. And that's what he writes about in his book, Killing Willis, From Diff'rent Strokes to the Mean Streets to the Life I Always Wanted.
Yeah, as a child, like I said, no child should have had to endure what I had to endure. And I thank God that I'm still alive. And like I said, I'm fully taking responsibility for the mistakes that I made. I made some horrible choices. To use drugs was the worst choice I ever made in my entire life. But I thought that would save me. I thought that would, I didn't have to feel, but I didn't realize that I would get addicted. I didn't know that, because back then they really didn't tell us much about drugs. They said don't use it, They didn't say that you're going to ruin your life and everything, going to go to jail. We didn't really know that. That's why I explain to my kids, when I tell them not to do something, I tell them why not to do it, and I give them the reason why. I don't just say do as I say. I don't say that. I give an explanation for it.
That makes sense. All right, Todd, it was great talking to you. We appreciate you coming on.
No problem.
You know, we'd love to have you on again, actually.
Definitely, man. Definitely. I think the book is actually doing really well.
All right.
It's, selling everywhere. Now, where are you guys located at?
We're right here in Los Angeles.
Okay, so I want everybody to know that tomorrow night at 7, I'll be at Barnes & Noble at the Grove.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'll be
I'm
there
gonna
tomorrow
be there too.
at 7 to 8:30 signing books.
That's funny. I'll probably run into you.
Well, come on in, man, and say hello.
All right. Sounds good, Todd. Thanks for
guys.
joining us on the Young Turks, man. We really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Watch the live show at theyoungturks.com.